Hello, everybody. This is Bennett Tchaikovsky, the accounting professor over here on YouTube. So just we're here part three. We're dealing with our same problem, basically dealing with LIFO perpetual. So let's go through and get this one started, right? So I ended with the periodic methods, but I did preview FIFO perpetual, which we found out you don't need to do because you're going to get the same answer under periodic. So let's go through and talk about LIFO perpetual. Remember, we have the same issues or the same constants. 994,000 of my goods available for sale. This is going to be always the same for any one of these problems you do. It may be a different number, but the goods available for sale are always the same. Units available for sale, units sold, units in ending inventory, always the same. Now, with LIFO periodic, the assumption was we sold everything at the end of the period. However, perpetual, the dates matter. Very important, like a episode of The Bachelor, right? So what we're going to do is look at each individual sale date and determine cost of goods sold by applying LIFO. So my first date of sale is 11/20/29, where I sold 17,000 units. So sold 17,000 units. Last in, first out. I'm going to go over here to 11/5/29. Why am I doing it here? Well, these dates have not yet happened. That's in the future. We don't have a DeLorean. We don't have a hot tub time machine in Kodiak Valley. We don't have those things. But what we do have is a purchase from 11/5. That's last in, first out to cost of goods sold. We're going to take 14,000 units at $14 per unit, right? So right over here, this is basically going to give us a total amount going to cost of goods sold of 196,000. Once I take something from one of my purchases or one of my sales, right, I need to remove it from my inventory, but I am not done yet, right? I need 17,000 units to cost of goods sold. I need a total of 51, but we're in perpetual, so I'm doing this individually. So now I go to my next one on 11/3. How many units do I need? Well, I need another 3,000 units to get to 17. So I'm going to go to 11/3/29. I'm going to grab 3 units at $12 per unit for a total of 36,000. So right over here, 16,000 minus 3,000 from the sale on 11/10. So I'm going to have a total of 13,000 units left. Okay. That was the 17 here. Okay, now I go to my next date of sale. My next date of sale is on 11/15. Here I sold a total of 21,000 units. Okay, so over here, last in, first out. The last units in are the first expense to cost of goods sold. I'm going to go first to 11/12. Okay, so over here, this was 11/12 for this is 20,000 units at 1650 per unit for a total of 330,000. Once I take this to cost of goods sold, I need to remove it from my inventory, but I am not done. I only have 20,000 units so far. I need another 1,000. So I'm going to need to go to 11/3/29, take 1,000 units at $12 for a total of $12,000. Because I got rid of everything on 11/5, so I'm going to need to take over here another 1,000 on 11 from basically this is my sale on 11/15. Okay, so now I have 16 minus the 3 from my prior sale minus 1, so I'm now down to 12,000 units. Okay, so go to my next date of sale. My next date of sale is November 20th. On 11/20/29 over here, I went through and I sold 13,000 units, right? So I sold 13,000 units. Where do I go? I'm going to go to 11,329 first, right? So I'm going to basically go over here, 11,329. There were 12,000 units available I could expense for a total over here of 144,000. So on 11,3, I'm now taking out that remaining 12,000 from my 1120 sale, and that is going to go down to zero, right? However, I am not done, right? Last in, first out. This date here has not happened. Don't go to the future. We want to don't go back to the future. No DeLorean, no hot tub time machine. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to take of these beginning inventory units, because that's what is only that is left. I just need to take 1,000 units, and this over here is going to be from 1120. So once I do that, I'm going to have 9,000 units left. So over here, my beginning inventory 1,000 at 10, and I got 10,000 over here. So when I add up all of these amounts in terms of my cost of goods sold, I'm coming up with 728,000. So this is my total cost of goods sold under LIFO Perpetual, right? So over here, put it on the board, LIFO Perpetual, 728,000. So at this point in time, I can easily figure out the ending inventory, right? So over here, I can do 994 minus 728 or 266. Is there a way I can check my work? And the answer is yes. What was remaining in my ending inventory? Well, I had this 8,000 from 11/27/29, and this was at 22 bucks each, right? I also had 9,000 units from my beginning inventory at $10 each. So this is from my beginning inventory. This is what was remaining under LIFO Perpetual. I have 17,000 units in my ending inventory, right? So coming over here, my total amount is going to be right over here, total of 266,000. So that's what I have left. Now, you're not going to have the beauty of going through and having an Excel sheet to use, right? So you're going to have to go through and compute it. But again, with these problems, you can either determine the ending inventory value or cost of goods sold and then back into it, because it's a function of goods available for sale. So anyways, that was LIFO Perpetual. Thank you for joining me here today. And we're going to do the last one, which is the crazy one, which is weighted average perpetual. And hopefully I did the numbers right so we get some nice even numbers. Who knows? I'll see you all on the next video. Have a great day.